How you doing? My name's Morris Pusey. I knew I wanted to grab a little cheeky career in film, I must say.
What advice would you give to somebody who was trying to get into the film industry?
Suck it up. Make sure you never, ever, ever do that again. I was thinking about what I was going to talk about on this with you guys like yesterday. This is a dangerous question for my career. I made a list yesterday because it's been getting a bit dire.
Yeah.
That's why there's no actual shame in sucking up, unless you're really embarrassing, you know. Kiss your career in film goodbye.
Yeah, I agree.
Because there's no other way it's going to happen.
Have you ever wanted to be let in, Joe?
No.
All right.
Welcome to Let Me In podcast.
Well, have you read his script?
Yeah.
It's like a shot-for-shot representation of Jad's entire psyche for the last year.
Oh, I know. Yeah.
It's mad. Everything he's ever thought of is in that script.
It's very.
For the last.
But
year.
I like that. I think I don't know. Like it comes across as Jad Oliver Steele.
He's read the second draft, which is a lot better.
Second draft is good. I actually really enjoyed it. I laughed out loud at one point.
Shit.
Like Jad's humour is similar to mine, so maybe it was just like
it
just hit. But anyway, we're here today, Jad, with
Do you want me to say my full name like you just said?
full government, please.
Yeah.
Full government.
All nicknames as well. All of them.
Okay, my name's Morris Pusey.
And what do you do, Morris?
I'm generally an AD.
AD. And what is that? So an AD is an assistant director.
Maybe confused with director's assistant.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what I would have thought. How would you describe that role?
It starts with the first AD,
Okay.
who is integral to any kind of production you may find yourself on, or any kind of film or TV show or commercial or still shoot, whatever you think you're on, they have a first AD, and if they don't, they ain't got no money.
Yeah.
A first AD is the time man. He's essentially. Let's start with the fact that he does the schedule.
Yeah.
He or she or they does the schedule. He organizes the entire shoot, right? All the other departments within that production will come to him and say, this is what we're trying to achieve.
Mm-hmm.
This is what conditions we need for said thing. And this is how the shots will play out according to each department. Where in the day and what days do we do so and so. And this is like we're going off pre-prod, so and then I'll get into like
Pre-production.
So and then we'll get into like what he does on the production. Pre-prod, curating that schedule to make sure everything can sort of run on time and you get the thing done.
Yeah.
You know, you're in a big group of artists. You know, a production designer, a makeup artist, a costume designer, a director, DOP, a gaffer as well. They're all artists, so you need someone to slap them around the face and tell them, right, that's great, yeah, that's cool. But if you want your art to shine, this is how we're going to do things.
So you're kind of like the structure person.
A structure person.
And I think
that's just for the pre-prod. Yeah.
What's the biggest mistake you've made creatively?
I had like this awful one where we were shooting and my stomach like growled like so
audibly on the
aggressively. Like it was for a commercial, but it was still like a very somber moment in this commercial. I think it was for like life insurance or something.
Did people notice?
Yeah. Well, I wouldn't give you this story if people didn't notice.
I thought you might
My
have
stomach
been
grumbled. No one heard, but I
Well-
was embarrassed.
Mate, the worst part of the day, like the hardest part, I'd say, is not even like the work you do in the morning, which is like that morning rush where everything's just chaos until you get the first AD to come and be like, all right, people, this is how it's going to go, is after lunch. When you've eaten something, you're so destroyed from the morning,
You get
like
tired.
that when you eat it, you're comatose, and then you find it really hard to just start your engine up again. And I eat so much, it's ridiculous. On set, I actually, it's crazy. I ate like 8 gold bars.
8?
Yeah, in a day once.
Oh, in a day.
Because there were just gold bars there. It was the whole packet. There's 8 gold. Did you know there's 8 gold bars in one packet?
No, I did not. I do now.
Yeah. And I ate.
I don't know what a gold bar is.
What?
Are
you insane?
What? You don't know what a gold bar is?
No.
That's weird.
Mate. I've got a chocolate. I've got a biscuit. Chocolatey confectionery for you.
Yeah, mate.
Okay.
You never had a gold bar?
No, I never even heard of it,
Oh
mate.
my gold bars.
They're the best. They're the best.
Gold bars are
But
so
you were
good.
so this was during a somber moment.
So it was a super somber moment, and like we had to just sort of like, because actors, it doesn't matter what they're on, they take that stuff seriously. They actually do get into character. It doesn't matter if it's commercial or what.
Yeah.
Because they're being directed for one, and like, it was an old lady as well. My stomach growled so heavy during this scene.
My next question, I guess, was going to be, obviously, within the TV and film industry, there's a lot of different reasons for getting into it. What was your initial connection to TV and film? And like, what age did you kind of know that's the direction you wanted to kind of head in?
Can't lie, I feel like I speak for many when I say, you don't really think that far ahead and you sort of fall into stuff. Well, like many young suburban white middle class kids, I watched a lot of comedy with my dad.
Yeah. But I guess, because Joe, did you grow up watching a lot of TV and film?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think like it's always interesting. Like I think you perceive it differently. So, where like the way like I watch TV is very different to the way I know Jad watches TV just by sitting next to him watching it. Like it's very like analytical. He really enjoys. I mean, more so now I suppose that you've done a bit. And obviously, you are writing and into film now in particular. I suppose were you quite analytical on it? Did you ever think about what's going on behind the scenes, or that's a good moment in this film because of X, Y, Z? Because I'd just be like, that was cool. Full stop.
Yeah, I do it way more now in a way that I know is like impressive.
Okay.
Like I watched Sicario yesterday, and there's this scene where there's this big convoy of cars going through a sort of Mexican slum in Juarez with like swatted out teams of people on guns. What are the guns on the back of like
Just
trucks called?
trucks.
Little truck guns.
Truck guns?
Truck guns.
Truck guns, like Modern Warfare style.
Yeah.
And they're just driving for like at least 10 minutes. And it may not seem like much to the untrained eye, but like I was just thinking when I saw it, like, how the hell do they do this? Like, just
do you do
they
that?
can't lock off a whole city. They had like a border. They go through the border between America and Mexico, and they just go through that. It's like you can't lock off the Mexican border for a scene for
How would they have
Danny
done that then?
I don't know.
Okay.
But I'm
You're interested,
super
you're
impressed
curious.
and curious and
Did
interested.
you look at things like that before you started?
No,
working
no.
on
This is
things?
what I'm going to say.
Yeah.
Like when I was younger, I was more just like, that shot is so nice. Like,
Yeah.
you know what
You'd
I
still
mean?
recognise a good shot. Like I would never recognise that. I'd just be like, that looks cool. I would never think of it like someone is filming this.
Well, let's
when
say
I watch films, I don't think about as people working on this. It sort of ruins the illusion. I think for me, when I think about it that way.
Yeah.
Like I just think of it. That guy's cool.
Yeah, I can't
I think he's a
help
real
it.
person.
Yeah, I
So
can't help it.
you think more visually, do you think? Have you always felt more visually?
I think I'm hard, like whatever thing I have in me mentally, I'm hard that thing. Like I'm really right-footed, really right-handed.
Oh, I see.
Like super
focused.
super visually like what do you call it? Like a visual learner?
Yeah.
Like I'm really bad at reading. I'm not good at like stats,
Yeah. So I guess when you're in, did you do film as an A level?
No.
Do you not?
No, man.
Did you just straight into uni? Did film at
yeah.
uni instead?
So I'd watch a lot of films with my dad. His partner in about 20. I remember it was 2014 because that's when Whiplash, Birdman, and a couple other films from 2014 were coming out that were nominated for the Oscars. because her dad was a member. He passed away years and years ago, like in the early 2000s, and would get sent the Oscar-nominated films that you'd meant to like burn and destroy after you'd seen it, because you'd vote.
Yeah.
So we'd watch loads of those, and that was like that was part of the inception, is just watching all these cool films with my dad. And like before A level, I had like a good interest in film by then. I'd watched a lot of YouTube videos and video essays as well, because I was just interested in like the philosophical approach as well as the technical.
Do you find actors annoying in general?
Professionally, I must say.
I do.
Yeah, this is a dangerous question for my career.
Yeah, that's all right.
No,
It's all right.
no.
I'll take the fall.
I'm an actor now.
Yeah, you're
You
actors.
are
an
Both
actor.
actors.
No,
No,
I'm
you're
not.
not
I'm
actors,
not.
actually. No.
I'm not an actor.
But
What did you say?
I love how you both like, yeah, and you. No.
one day you'll be an actor. So I suppose that obviously the point of what we wanted to get to is people who are trying to get into the industry and their progress into it. So you've gone probably again a conventional route into education, into higher education, uni.
Yeah.
You've come out of uni. Did you know at that point what you wanted to do?
I knew I wanted to grab a little cheeky career in film, I must say.
Did you know what that career would be?
No,
in your head?
Actually not. Like I did production for my third year. So I produced a short, and I did a bit of editing and a bit of directing, and I shot a couple things and a couple sound, but like producing, especially in your third year final piece, that's what generally settles
you're
it.
stuck on. So you've come out of uni. What year did you finish uni? Same as us? 2020?
2020.
Yeah, buzzing, great year for the industry.
Yeah, great year for everyone.
I suppose then, so you've come out, it's lockdown.
Yeah.
Similar to Jad Steele to my right here.
Yeah.
What's your starting point at that moment?
I always say, when people ask me, I always say it was on this TV show. A friend of mine, all throughout my like early schooling as well as uni, she actually went to the same uni as me, but was in the year above.
Okay.
She got me on a short called Mudlarks. Shout out Mudlarks. It was like a student short, except they weren't students. It was just like a passion project short. If you want me to really start, me and my mate George, he's like a musician and he wanted to make a music video and we had nothing to do. So we went and made a short music video. It was pretty cool. I was quite proud of it.
Before you did that,
Before
you did it, were you confident on how to do that? Had uni set you up to know, I need to get this equipment, this software, whatever it is?
Yeah.
We set up.
Yeah. Editing,
Editing,
because you had the editing facilities, and that's sort of like streamlined into a couple softwares.
Yeah.
But like producing something, directing something, shooting something, it's all relative to the production.
So you did that kind of like give you the kick or the push you kind of need to then move on?
It set me up mentally.
Oh, massively. Yeah. So it was
Just
just
gave
like,
you that confidence. But
because I always think I've got big on this at the moment, especially. I always think that in a lot of like successful people I'm looking at who are now probably in their like 40s and 50s in the industry. Whenever I read sort of their stories, the common denominator is I just did something. Like I just literally, me and my friends did this short or did this film or did this, and it's never, you always hear it here. Yeah, I got a lucky break here. I got a lucky break there. But it always starts. The common denominator I always notice. Yeah, it's just doing something and getting over that fear of what people think or what, is this a good use of my time? Because
That's great. That means that guarantees my success.
Potentially.
How did it feel at the time? So you're doing a lot of voluntary work.
Yeah.
Were you aware you weren't being paid? Was that annoying? Was it?
Yeah, of course I was
frustrating?
aware. Yeah.
Yeah.
It made me aware.
But it wasn't like.
You got to the end.
Was the question,
Not paid.
was
No,
I
not-
aware how crap
Were you
that
thinking about not being paid? As in, was it on your mind?
Yeah, I didn't mind.
That's what I mean. That's what I mean. Rather than were you aware you weren't being paid?
You got. Yeah, man.
Yeah.
If it's, I'll do it now if it's for A, someone I really respect and rate, and B, if the script is great, and C, if it's like a tiny little project I want to make with a couple mates.
It's hard because you're working for a passion, and when you work for passion, people want to exploit it, will exploit it. sometimes it's mates trying to do something like you and George, and you haven't got any money to pay anyone anyway, but you still want to get that experience in something you like doing. How far would that go? Like, how did you go from that, where you're working in the bar part-time with Jad here, you're doing passion projects or volunteer projects with people you know. How did you then make that step to where you are now, where your full-time career is paid work within the industry, doing that? What was the first piece of paid work you did?
So then, we're going to pivot.
We're going to pivot.
We're going to pivot back around to who I was talking about before, which was a friend of mine from the year above in uni who also just happened to be a friend throughout all my schooling.
Yeah.
She was working on a TV show called Trigger Point for ITV. I'd always been expressing my want to get into the industry, so she went to me, mate, I need you to cover me for a base runner, is what it's called, for this TV show that I've been working on. So I was like, yes, get me on that. And the first day was in, God, it was scary. It was in like West somewhere, really far, like Wembley sides. With I say base runner because the unit base, which is this sort of like area of porter cabins where everyone congregates at the start of the day. You have the production office, you have like a Winnebago's for the cast, you got a big dining bus and the caterers. And then at the start of the day, once everyone's had breakfast, the cast have been made ready, they all jump in minivans to the actual location. Like, because it's better to just like hire out a space for unit base away from location to not create this sort of like whirlwind of chaos when you're on location. So I turn up at this place, I literally got there, Metropolitan line, I had to walk like 20 minutes because I didn't drive at the time, I didn't have a car, which is very important for what I do. It's kind of like it's kind of like the natural progression of what you want to do in the industry. Is like you go into anything as a runner, make sure you get your license and get a car, because then you're useful. And then start off as a runner and then go and chat to whatever department you want to get into.
Which is hard because it's what I find interesting about more I'm learning about it is like you have to circle right, you have to do things for free, you do jobs that circle around the industry, jobs that are adjacent to the industry maybe, or in and around it, to then get a foot in, to then build up, to then maybe get to where they want. But within all those processes, this is taking months, years, a lot of time, and not much money. Yeah. You really have to have quite a lot of passion and quite a lot of like resilience to keep going. Because I imagine loads of people start off with the same amount of passion or drive and want to do it, but just get hounded by
it's unpaid, but it will be great experience.
Yeah, exactly.
You see that it's interesting the way you were talking about it, because you are kind of right. It's like a real big determination game. Yeah. It's like, how long can you last till this sort of breaking point of you either drop out or you make it.
So when you're talking about networking, you're talking about chatting people up, how are you approaching them? Where are you approaching them? What are you saying to them?
Okay, so I'd say chatting people up and like networking is prevalent everywhere in all industries. But the difference with film is that you're doing it there and then, on set, at work, let's say, in the meeting, during the, at your cubicle in your office. It's like you're doing it right there and then. There is no mixer.
And no one's got any time, it feels like, as well. Like,
nobody's got any time, so you have to really crowbar yourself in, which is what I think I shied away from, and I thought I was too good for.
But when you say your network is on set, are you trying to ask them for specific roles, jobs, or are you just trying to gain a contact, to say hello, introduce yourself? What sort of what are these conversations?
For one, now, like, I'm consciously networking. I'm like, okay, there's my man.
Yeah.
I've been trying to get into art department as well lately, as well as the ADing stuff. So I see the production design. I'm like, I could chat them up. They look cool. Yeah. Okay, so there they are. I find like a quiet moment in the day, and I'll I'll get calculated about it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But at the same time, I retain a bit of that ick, as I was saying. I retain a bit of it. So instead of trying to weasel my way in or like chat them up for a while to then offer the question, I'll just help them out a bit and then be like, I'm actually trying to get into art department. Because they respond well.
Yeah, people
they will respond well anyway, but like if I don't know, just being upfront is also commendable.
Yeah, people like doing things for people. Most people do. And they do like talking about themselves. It's always a good topic to have.
Yeah.
And I suppose if you can give them, I imagine you give them praise or a little bit of an ego boost. Is that sort of when you say you're calculated, is that what you're saying you're calculated by?
Judge right. They're busy, man. People are busy and they're really not they're not the same person they are on set as they are if you catch them on a drinks.
Yeah. Well, they're working, aren't they?
Yeah, they're working and it's an intense environment, so they're like extra difficult. You chat to an AD, they got a microphone in their ear. Like I've talked to plenty of like makeup artists trying to chat to me or art department assistants or location assistants. They're chatting to me with my delectable charm are really, really accommodating them.
You're quite charming.
And then I get my first AD, he's like, can you get the actor bloody water? Oh my God, why do I have to say it again? And then I'm just like, well, I'm buggered. Literally don't even mention what I've got to do. I just walk
away.
And that's normal.
That's funny, isn't it?
Yeah, it's weird. It's really weird but they know I've got the radio in my ear, so they're calm with it.
Yeah,
you know what I
No
mean?
time. It's just like,
and it's like I've spent little time on set, but you can see time is of the essence. You want to get as much as you can in that time. It costs money, so I get that. So going back to your sort of journey, so you're in this mode now of being paid for some stuff, volunteering for some stuff, working part time in the bar. How did you get from that to what you're doing now?
Well, we got to go through the dark days.
The dark days. Talk to me about the dark days.
Well, I was doing what Jab was doing on locations. I didn't take my chances.
Yeah.
To conclude.
Yeah.
And didn't retain any like long-term contacts.
Yeah.
Bad, because I thought it was too good for it. So I had no work. I didn't do anything after it for a while. I was just working out of a pub. I was like, oh, God, it was cool that I did that, but you know, back to normalcy, obviously. My boss at said pub, you know, after talking to him about what I've been trying to get into, was like, I know a guy who's a location manager on like TV shows for like Netflix and Sky and things like that. He's like, oh, he's a location manager, so you'd be like a location marshal. I was like, oh, okay, cool. Nice. Well, I mean, I'll do it. Sounds great. And trust me, it's not. Location marshalling is the bottom barrel work. Like, big up all the location assistants and marshals and whatnot.
Is that just those who sort of point in the direction, go this way?
It's a good way of getting in.
Yeah.
If you're smart about it, if you chat to people.
Yeah.
But nobody takes you seriously. You don't feel like you're actually part of the team.
Yeah,
honestly,
that's true. That's true.
It's really kind of bad. It's just you on the corner of some street warning pedestrians that they're shooting over there. Tread lightly.
I got to do a bit of extra work through doing that.
Yeah. But this is what I'm saying. It's a good way to get in.
Anyone shouted at you?
Yeah.
And how did you deal with that?
As in, like, I had like talking tos.
How did you deal with that?
Beat myself up about it for
Okay.
about an hour.
Yeah.
And then kind of get over it.
Yeah.
You got to bounce back. Obviously.
Yeah.
That's the most important part. Is that you just
which is a skill.
Make sure you never ever ever do that again.
Yeah.
For said person. When I was thinking about what I was going to talk about on this with you guys like yesterday, and one of the things I was thinking about, because of the situation I'm in right now with like pretty much no work and people telling me when I message them that there's been no work, is that like this industry really ebbs and flows like way more than I think than any other industry. I made a list yesterday because it's been getting a bit dire.
Yeah.
I made a list yesterday on my notes. I messaged 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 people yesterday.
Yeah.
just being like, yo, hope you're well. I've got a little routine. I go, hope you're well and keeping busy. Just wanted to check in. Just wanted to check in or nudge. Those are industry terms. Checking in or nudging.
Okay.
It's because it's like if someone messages you about work, it's like you're giving them a nudge, being like, I exist. Like, remember me?
Yeah.
I'm out here.
Yeah. So just checking in, giving you a nudge. You know, if you ever need anyone in the near future, let me know. I loved working with you that one time. Thanks again. Hope to hear from you soon. Always put that there.
Let's hope no one you message is listening to this and they feel now it's less personal.
No, it's always customized. Don't worry about that.
That's good. That's customized.
It's always customized, and if you're really special to me, listeners, then I won't even do a big message like that. I'll just be like, "Hi, how you doing?" And be like, "Oh," and then just actually start up a conversation. But I do that because it's like I realize now that's routine. Like people are used to that. Everyone does it. That's why there's no actual shame in the sucking up, unless you're really embarrassing, you know.
But let's hope you're not.
What advice would you give to somebody who was trying to get into the film industry?
Suck it up. You know, if you want to be proper pragmatic about it, try and get on a set, chat to the ADs and the producers a lot, if not the sound department if you want to get into sound, the lighting department if you want to get into lighting, and the camera department if you want to get into camera.
But even I would say even getting onto a set, how would you suggest people would go about doing that?
Make some friends, bro.
Well, I've got an idea for everyone who's listening that maybe is not able to, as doesn't know anyone in the industry or doesn't know how to start, is that on December the 3rd in London Vauxhall, there's something happening, isn't there, Jed?
There is something happening, Joe.
What's happening, Jed?
On December the 3rd at Mother Kelly's, Vauxhall, SE1, I will be hosting a short film screening and networking event from 5 to 9 p.m. It's a Sunday and it's free.
Well, this is the first I'm hearing about it. What the hell?
Is that right?
Yeah.
It's going to be there's a nice selection of drinks. We've got 30 taps, very big selection. And the 4 films that we're playing, there's kind of a wide variety of genre, and but they're all equally.
So directors and producers of said films are going to be there.
They are going to be there. That's right.
So it's like a little networking event, so you can get to know people.
Writers are going to be there.
Right. So there's going to be a couple of production companies.
And if you don't go to this event, kiss your career in film goodbye.
Yeah, I agree.
Because there's no other way it's going to happen.
Yeah.
Morris will be there as well.
What time is it starting that day?
5 p.m.
5 p.m. I'll be there, mate.
And if there's anyone who wants to speak to Morris or maybe help Morris out, get him some
Yeah,
work,
please.
he'll be there. If you can't attend, how can they reach you, Morris?
Well, this is a good point, actually.
Just give out your number. My number.
Yeah, my number is.
Number and address.
But you can reach out to us.
I do have an industry handle on Insta.
He does.
Which is
at MorrisP_industry.
So anyone out there who has some work or some questions or just wants to network,
just the work. I don't care
Just
about the questions. I don't want to chat to you. Just give me a job.
You know where to find him. Right, Morris. Thank you very much for today.
You're welcome.
Thanks for the time, and I hope you enjoyed the confectionery we put out for you.
Yeah, I destroyed.
You destroyed the whole
my
lot,
God.
so fair play.
I was really gassed for those little pastries.
They're good.
No, they're top, mate. They are top.
Oh my God.
No, thank you very much. Those who've listened all this way, fair play to you. Thanks again for listening, and thank you, Jad, for your time as well, mate.
Yeah, cheers.
Thank
Good
you.
guys.
Thanks for having me.
All right. Safe.
Bye.
Cheers.
Bye.